The screen.
Not even quiet.
They're so cute.
Huge this year.
Yeah.
Huge delay. If she started or she quit.
Tell me, but I just did it again and it allows.
Not even quiet. There's something.
It was like.
Yeah, Sophia.
Cute.
Sophia didn't really, well, Sophia didn't really look bad last year and this year she was.
Okay, I do believe we are live now.
I really don't want to like.
Everyone confirm that.
There's our screen sharing.
Is that the channel? So we're live? It came up that you were and then it went away, so.
It says you are screen sharing.
Well, Tom, you just tell me what you.
It says you live. Live? Thank you very much.
Thanks, you.
All right. Well, we'll cross our fingers and hope this all works for the internet out there. Just want to say thank you to the community members that came out for this meeting and subsequent meetings. At this time, I'm going to call the meeting for the budget hearing for Monday, October 27th, 2025. Before we approve the agenda, we're looking to switch around 2 and 3 because the treasurer's report falls in with the presentation of the budget anyways. So looking for a motion to.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with the flip flop of 2 and 3.
I'll second that.
Motion by Katie, seconded by Jamie. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, on with the presentation of the
Okay,
budget.
so welcome. There we are. Hey, special thanks.
No public
We asked them,
access.
they did not want to. You guys are.
I didn't know if they
welcome
wanted to
watch
see the
I
presentation.
told all four of them.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Just want to thank Lisa and Laura for their hard work in doing this and preparing. So our mission statement at the Siren School District is to educate, inspire, and empower our students to become contributing citizens in their communities. This all took place in 2017. We had a community forum. We had a facilitator who helped us develop our mission and vision. We had board members, community members. I think we had a teacher or two on that, but that's how this was established. It was done so in 2017. Vision, Siren School District will produce successful students through collaborative partnerships with families, community members, and staff while being physically innovative. Students will embrace diversity, feel empowered, and be inspired to become citizens with integrity. Just a couple of highlights. They do the best of Burnett. Some of our staff were voted in, and we'd like to keep positive as well. Kathy Coble was voted best teacher, best high school athlete, Gannon Reynolds, and best coach was Ryan Karsten. We also had some finalists that came along in there. I don't need to go through all those, but we do have finalists, so there were some votes or some recognition for those individuals as well. So once again, just trying to be positive, keeping that in the forefront. So the purpose of the budget hearing is to present the 2025 proposed tax levy, the revenue and expenditures within our budget, treasurer's report from 2024-25, our aid categories, and our mill rate. So what I try to do then is basically talk about some of the aid categories, and you guys won't have this necessarily in your packets. It's just, you can listen and you'll see. So there's a per pupil aid. So for the number of students we have, there's a number. It's a revenue limit number. And that was established back in 1993 when the state developed the funding formula and based it on your district's expenditures at that time and your district's land wealth. And there were other factors contributed to that. But anyway, they came up with a number per student. So, and this number is different through different districts throughout the state. And like I said, it was based on individual factors for each district at that time. This was 1993. So the number that we're currently at per pupil for 25-26, and this is calculated by the Department of Public Instruction, is $11,622.18 per pupil. So $11,622.18 per pupil for 25-26. And there's a revenue limit worksheet that auto calculates our aid and our tax levy and per pupil, and Laura will share that in her budget presentation. You might even, I don't know if you have a copy in there or not, but basically what we do is we enter our logistics from the previous year, or our tax levy in that, and then the worksheet auto calculates, and then it gives us this year's numbers based on what the Department of Public Instruction requires. And then there also are, so there's per pupil aid, which is aid per kid, per student. But then there are also our categorical or specific aid categories. So within that, state aid in these categories is intended to finance or reimburse some specific category of instructional or supporting program, or to aid a particular target group of pupils. So ones that are impactful for us are SAGE, AGR, which is, and I'll define these as we go through. So that's one of them. Sparsity aid is another one, and impact aid is another one. And then special education is an aid category of its own, but basically it's a fund transfer from our general fund to that fund. And it's kind of all wrapped into one budget area. So it's listed as separate categorical, but it really is a Fund 10 transfer. So AGR defined is schools are able to select and implement to provide professional development related to small group instruction and reduce the class size to one of the following areas. No more than 18 students, or no more than 30 students in a combined classroom having at least 2 regular classroom teachers. So we do subscribe to that aid category. We do get aided on that number, and I'm just going to read to you last year's number that we received in 24-25 was $172,289 in that category. This year we're projecting or predicting, because we have a budget forecast model and based on the number of students and what DPI is recommending for aid, we're projecting a number or budgeting a number of $164,638. So there's a slight reduction that we're projecting in achievement gap reduction. And usually that number is solidified in December. Is that right? Usually that number comes through mid-year, giving us our actual number.
And it's based on kids in grades.
Yeah.
Pre,
Through
kindergarten through third.
Yes,
Yeah.
through 3rd grade. And we've subscribed in this program, yes, through 3rd grade. We subscribed in this program probably, I mean, ever since we've been here. I don't know if it was gone on before 2015, but we've been doing it ever since.
As the SAGE program.
Yeah. The other area, another aid category is called sparsity aid. And to be eligible for sparsity aid, the aid is provided to districts meeting the following criteria. School district membership is no more than 725 members, 725 students. The district membership is less than 10 members per square mile of the district's geographical area. So that just applies to rural type districts up here in our area and with the size of our district. So last year we received $159,649 in that area. This year for 25-26, we're projecting $152,252. So once again, a slight reduction there as well. A lot of these numbers we have to project, and what we're recommended to do is base it on previous year's numbers. But what we're finding is based on enrollment in different categories, the numbers don't actually equate to last year's numbers. Normally, they want us to be conservative, to budget on last year's numbers with the expectation that you're going to get more, but that hasn't happened in the last several years. Impact aid. So this is a big one for our district, and I'm just going to read the definition. It's designed to assist local school districts that have lost property revenue, property taxes, due to the presence of a tax-exempt federal property or experienced increased expenditures due to the enrollment of federally connected children, including children living on Indian lands. The Impact Aid Law, Title VII, provides assistance to local lands local school districts with connections of children residing in Indian properties, and to a lesser extent, concentrations of children who have parents in the uniform services or employed on eligible federal properties who do not live on federal property. So yeah, it's hard for me to read, but anyway, I should be reading my folder. But anyway, it's federal land that we don't get taxed for. There's an exemption made for districts like ours where part of our land is not taxed. So they offer aid towards the district. Now, that's federal aid. So I guess just to quickly explain that, this money shows up very randomly. It's not scheduled. It comes from the federal government and it comes to us in an email amount. So we try to budget on previous year's numbers that we've received. But with the federal government, it's been difficult over the last several years. And the number of percentage that we're supposed to receive has gone down each year.
We get less than 20% of what we should be getting.
Yes.
That number from last year is not the 100% number. That's just
No,
was the estimate of what we were gonna get.
it's hard to budget.
20%.
Yeah, it's hard to budget for this number because like I said, it just shows up in an email saying, oh, by the way, you guys received $60,000. Oh, by the way, you received $36,000. And I kid you not, those are just what happens. We just, hey, Lauren, we got aid. So that's really, and I'm mentioning that because that's typically how it happens. And with the federal shutdown and things that are going on at the federal level, we just aren't sure. So we're, last year, the number that we used was $212,468. We're projecting this year $150,000, and that's just a round number. And I think that's, I don't know, I think that's just a guess. And our anticipation is we're hoping we get that much.
Is the 24-25 number, did we actually get that, or was that what we were thinking we were getting?
That's what we actually received.
That is the actual received
I
amount?
think we were budgeting.
I budgeted more than that,
Okay, but that was the actual dollar
because
amount.
the previous year we got,
And is that also related to the number of students? Or is it just related to the land?
I
think isn't it instead of
I think-
property taxes?
Yeah, but I think it's just related to the land because we've had students fluctuate. So even when we've had less students, we've gotten more money.
But the amount of land has not decreased, but we're still thinking there'll be
But it is decreasing, isn't it? There was some,
the amount of federal land?
well, wasn't there some purchases that went into private? I don't know. I read this last fall that there might be some land that was sold. I don't know, maybe I'm off on that, but
so
But
what
the federal government also only funded this the first time they ever put this program together in like the 1950s. It was
Yeah.
only 100% funded that
Yeah.
one time.
Right.
And it's never been fully funded.
and my understanding is that most administrations, when they're voted in, they try to get rid of this. That's what I've read somewhere, that they don't want to continue to fund this program, but it's a big impact for us, especially because of our native land that we have, and it's important to us. So now I'm gonna turn it over to Laura, who's gonna present the budget, and she's gonna start with the treasurer's report.
Do you have a page number or anything?
And I have it up here as well, so you can see it.
It's really hard to see.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I can't see it at all.
I know, and I really can't see it on mine either.
Here's bigger here.
Oh.
It's really hard to
The
read.
treasurer's report is in the packet.
Yeah, it's in the packet.
I don't know what page.
All four school colors.
Page 11. I think it's page 11 that's up here right now. Yeah, page 11. Huh?
Don't have numbers.
Numbers are numbered. Sorry.
It's the first page after the annual meeting minutes.
I don't know if you can see this. It looks like that. If you can-
After the annual meeting minutes.
It's farther in. It says,
Treasurer's report.
It's prior to what he's looking at now. And after what she's looking at.
Thanks, Becky.
Yeah.
Yep.
So are you guys okay? Are you at the treasurer's
Numbers,
report
I
in the
guess
packet?
probably not numbers, not
Okay,
numbers up
so
here.
Laura's just gonna walk through that treasurer's report that you're looking at on the back from previous years.
For, these are unaudited as of June 30th, 2025. The audit is complete yet. It's not. It hasn't been submitted fully. The general fund came in at 223 in the negative, 223,000. Fund 27 and 29 are the ending fund balance is 0.
Can you explain what Fund 27 and 29 are?
Fund 27 is special education and Fund 29 is Title VI. And Fund 27 is always a 0 ending fund balance because we move money from the general fund to balance that out. Non-referendum debt service is $25,000. Fund 39 is the referendum debt, sorry, 93,000. Food service is 0. Fund 10 had to make a transfer to food service. And Fund 80 is the community education, and that is 55,000. Have any questions about that? So this year for the third Friday in September, the FTEs came in at 390, which is a little bit more than last year, so that will help in the 3-year rolling average. Are you changing something so people can see this?
You have it.
Yeah, you have it. Just look at.
And FTE stands for full-time enrolled, correct?
Yes,
And when do they use the 3-year average?
so we use it, which we're getting to the.
Oh, sorry. This one.
Okay, you guys can't see this, but this is a revenue limit worksheet that comes from the state of Wisconsin. I was gonna try and show this to you guys to see what it like. So every school district gets a revenue limit worksheet, and there's a left side and a right side. On the left side is previous year numbers that they use to calculate. And then they auto calculate based on the formula that they have that generates from enrollment taxes and things like that to the right side. And it's automatically done once we submit our enrollment numbers and required data, then they automatically calculate what our aid's gonna be and what our mill rate and our tax levy is gonna be. So it's an auto calculating format that the Department of Public Instruction uses for each school district based on segregated data that we have to enter. And it's usually based on the previous year's numbers. Yeah. Do you want to explain this piece? What is that?
So the proposed tax levy, and this was before. Oh. That's part of the revenue.
I didn't know if you wanted to touch on that. Okay.
Is the proposed property tax levy, and this year the proposed general fund came in at 4,049,000. The debt service is at 960. And the community fund is at 40,000, which equals a total levy of 5,049,893. And the percentage increase of the total levy from the prior year is 3.85.
Yes, question?
Yeah.
Debt service went from 400 to 900. What's the difference?
So on this proposed property tax levy, there is a state trust fund. Loan amount, loan payment in there, and then we also needed to levy for a payment that was not in last year's tax levy.
And what were those payments
It was 53,733.
for?
It was for our
Was it the referendum or the?
Oh, yeah, we did a referendum for roof, boiler,
Okay,
and front entry.
what was the
Like-
other part? What was the other part?
The state trust fund loan, is the 2 million dollars that we borrowed for the short-term loan.
The new loan.
Yeah,
No, but
To help us, so because we had no money left in our general fund, we are replenishing the general fund with a loan to help us with our cash flow problems that we have been having. So not that we're overspending, but we've been having issues getting funds back to us through those state and federal programs. And so this is to help replenish our general fund so that we can remain afloat.
so it's a slush fund.
It's not, well, I
It's like
mean,
an
all,
operational loan.
all, yeah.
Yeah,
And all schools have a general fund, and that is where they keep monies for increasing payroll, for major repairs that have to come from the building, anything of that nature, and our fund had been depleted.
Oh, you're not speaking general fund, you're talking about the fund balance.
Fund balance, yeah,
Right.
sorry, fund balance.
Yes.
You took out a loan for athletic field, is that in there?
No.
We did not take out a loan for an athletic field. That referendum did not pass.
The playground.
Playground,
There was a loan for a playground, but not for an athletic field.
And that wasn't.
and that was not a referendum, that was just a
That was
loan
not
that we
recommended, no, it was a
took
loan.
out. Mhm.
Remember reading something like 900,000, is that right?
Nope, it was a 600,000 for the playground.
The
Mhm.
first estimate was 900 and something.
So it's 600.
It was 600,000. That included the infrastructure needed to improve the drainage, being that we're built on a swamp, and then for the actual equipment that went in as well.
And that was,
That was not a referendum. That was just a loan that we took out as a school,
it was 500,000.
600.
600.
so this year for the proposed 25-26 budget, total revenues and financing sources are 8,836,853 for Fund 10. And total expenditure and financial uses is 7,795,980. And the mill rate actually came in less this year than
Are
last
these,
year.
what changed these numbers? Cause these aren't the same.
7.
So you're getting confused with the original budget.
Mhm. The one that was publicized, that was put out and published.
So the one that went into the newspaper is the proposed budget. The one that you guys approved earlier. And so now after, when we go back into our regular meeting, then you will approve the new tax levy
Which is this.
and the new budget and mill rate.
So what's the new mill rate?
584.
84 or 83?
84.
Okay, it says 83 in the book.
Yeah,
Right,
that's the
that's-
proposed.
And what was it last year?
6.23.
And these loans, what do they do? We just got one.
So the loan, we make loan payments every September 1st and every March 1st.
What's the interest rate on these loans?
That I do not, I'd have to actually look that up.
The state trust fund was in the 5.
Yeah, it's roughly it was 6. roughly
And
6.
the referendum through Shell Lake. That like 475.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
was,
And then the previous ones, I wouldn't be able to tell you because there still are loans from like the two
The previous
thousand
state-
nineteen referendum, things that I wasn't on the board.
They were 3%.
Yeah,
We refinanced the previous state trust fund loans that we had for roof repair and things, which are falling off at the end of this year. They were about 3%.
When are the loans up for how long are the loans?
so there's some that are dropping off this year. The referendum that we previously got for the roof is that one was how long?
20-year.
20-year, and then the state was 10
10.
years. And those were the 2 new loans that we got this previous year. Otherwise, everything has been prior.
you explain, so people understand why the mill rate's where it's at about your, how you have to punch those numbers in, the state does it. Can you explain that, please? So people understand why the mill rate's where it's at. You want me to help you?
Yes.
I mean, if that's what you're getting at, but.
What I'm getting at is the state decides what we can ask for. It's not that these guys sat and punched numbers in. That sheet he showed early on, where you put all revenue in and all those things, and then the state decides, they tell us you can do whatever. So we don't, they didn't just make up this number. This is the number that the state tells us that we can do. Is that correct?
Yeah, that
Based on-
equates to that 11,000 number per student
Based on our state
and the
aid
valuation.
and our property taxes, as one goes up, the other kind of acts as an equalizer. So as one goes down, the other goes up. That's kind of how it was explained to me when we started this process. Yeah, as the tax levy goes up, the aid it typically has gone down. If the aid goes up, the tax levy then it goes down, unless you vote for a referendum, which we've done several times over the past several years. And what happens is if the state legislature doesn't increase our aid, it comes off the tax levy in many cases.
Because one way or another, we have to get to that 11,000 number
Yeah.
per student. So it's either through the aid that we get through the state and federal or through the taxes, but in total, those need to equate to that 11,000 number.
At least,
Yes, at least.
because ours is much higher than 11,000, isn't it?
That we spend per
Yes.
student?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Wow. 12 something.
Yeah, it was twice that.
it's,
It's not 20,000.
Back
I
in
heard that it's 18.
93, there was a
17.
cost of inflation
about 18.
attribute to the formula, but they ended that in 2003, I think. So if they would have kept that percentage, and it was based on the consumer price index, so whatever that was the amount of increase that school districts got based on the inflation. But they stopped doing that, and ever since then, aid has been lower or behind some of the expenditures or increases that typically occur for utilities and just expenses like that.
So what do you spend per student in the Siren School District?
I don't know exactly what we spend.
I know that there have been, I don't know if this is the right or wrong thing, but I know that there are community members that are taking the amount budgeted and dividing it by the number of kids.
Yeah,
And
Right,
it's very high by their figures, and I guess I would also like to know what we are paying per student. And is that the way to determine it?
I don't know, I don't believe so, but I don't want to be quoted on that, so I think there are other attributes in that formula, but I can certainly look into it. Several years ago, I think our forecast model can look into that as well, but I think we were around the neighborhood of 13,000-14,000 per student at that.
Yeah, and I've heard people estimating 18 and above based on the numbers they're using.
Yeah, I can
And I
confirm that.
Have no clue.
Yeah,
You take.
Yeah, it's close to 20.
Divided by 390 students. you're getting about students.
right.
And that 390 isn't the actual number of students.
what is the estimate?
The actual number of students that have their butts in seats in Siren School. My understanding is it's 324.
But the aid that we get is calculated on that
Yes.
time
They
The
use a
FTE.
3-year rolling average for
and the 3-year average.
enrollment.
But right now you have 300.
In the building.
That attend school in Siren.
But then for aid, they base it on open enrollment in and open enrollment out, because some of the money floats around between the two, between the districts. And some of the districts, or each district also retains some of that aid for the upkeep for the building and overhead costs. So it's icky. I spent a lot of time on last week trying to figure it out.
The numbers don't, yeah, they don't make, I've only been on the board since April, but the numbers don't make any sense to me. So I have to count on other people.
I know we're not comparing this to Webster, but Webster's mill rate is in the threes, isn't it?
It'd probably be,
We happen to live in Webster, but we are part of the Siren School District. There's like 16 of us
Mhm.
that do that, so our property taxes are like double as to what it is 6 houses down.
They-
Well, and
But
what's,
that's why we're.
they probably have a
Right.
higher district valuation.
Yeah.
So because all the properties are worth more, they can take a smaller percentage and get the same
Right.
number. And
Plus
so we
they
have to
have a
take a
bigger
little bit
district.
larger percentage because our value of property is less.
Does it have
Webster is
the
very
size of
property
district
rich.
too?
Because of the district size.
And
They
a
have
lot of the
Voyager, they have
lakes.
Lake, they have all the lakes.
Yes.
So if you look at our municipalities on that page underneath the mill rate, it shows that our valuation for this properties within the school district are 865, 229, where other school districts' valuation is extremely higher. And then where Shetler was talking about how aid goes down and goes up based on, you know, the valuation of your property, because they're like, you can get more of your money from your taxpayers, you know, type situation. And because they have such a higher, like they were saying, since there's a higher valuation, they only need a little piece of your pie versus ours, because that's, you know, because we don't have as much money to draw off of.
Yeah, I'm assuming based on that, you're either in like, Warner Lake, Viola Lake, Sand Lake, those areas, because that is exactly where across the road, the property values are so much lower, depending on which school district it is.
Right.
Yeah,
We're in La Follette.
Yeah.
La Follette
Yeah.
Township, yeah.
I'm gonna say they're in Long 70 or something, like close by.
Pardon me?
By 70 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Mhm.
I know.
Wow.
Are we going right into the?
Okay.
It passed.
Sorry, Becky.
I was gonna say, cause that, we still need to do the presentation of the budget part.
That's
That was it.
what Laura's doing, right, or has been doing since she's been talking.
Well, I have some questions on the budget then.
Okay.
One is, not that I'm opposed to community ed, but they already have a $50,000 amount that they're carrying over. And you guys have, I think it was, let's see which page we're look at here. Anyway, you're adding $40,000 or something like that to them. Is that through a contract with, because of
that's
Webster?
not just community ed, that also covers our open gym, it covers our facilities director, it covers any plays or musicals. that are
Okay.
done.
I thought it was just community
No.
ed, so I was like, they already have 50-some thousand, how come they need 40 if they're only gonna spend 50 a year or whatever the case may be? My other question too is, regarding like, projections and different things like that. Is there any possibility, and you guys are relying on Baird for the information? Would it be prudent to possibly look at other financial experts or financial groups to see what they are looking at and thinking?
We did that, and each time we were pushed back to Baird. In fact, I think there are a number of districts in the state of Wisconsin who use Baird. Baird was very highly, come very highly represented.
Yeah,
We have tried another group.
you know what I mean, 'cause like you guys did or you did bids for snow plowing, so I'm like, is
Yeah,
there?
Baird's very highly reputable. I think they, sure how many districts they have in the state. I want to say it was 300 or 420 districts, but anyway, yeah, we have, and I think the user-friendly portion of the company we used before was very difficult. And they wouldn't meet with us on a regular basis. So yes, we have tried that, and the best
Okay.
we've come to is Baird. And there were only I think that was the only other one at that point in time.
And they're all encompassing. I mean, they've helped us on referendums and loans as well as the financial piece, so.
I just know like, there's different CISAs that are also like specialized in different things. You know, like, what is it, CISA 10 that helps with like environmental things or whatever. So I thought maybe there'd be a CISA that does some financial things that you could.
CISA will send somebody into your district. They don't have a model. They don't have, so when we are talking with people from Bear, they're actually ex-business managers in her role that have been in the system for a long time. So they speak the language and they get the lingo, yeah. You understand the forecasting process?
I just, like I said, I just thought if you're bidding out for other things, would that?
Yeah, no, we have looked at, and I think price wise, this was the cheapest of the two that we had looked at before too.
Okay.
Cheaper.
And you have a referendum that's, it's done in March, correct? Like the last payment of the reoccurring,
138 stuff, yeah.
it's done in March for another possible referendum needing to be done.
She's talking.
Correct.
The operating
Oh, the
referendum,
operating.
Operating,
yes.
they reoccur 400,000 a year.
Mhm.
That'll, the last payment on that is in March, correct? Or this is the
That's when it
last,
expires,
That's,
last year you can use that 400,000 in your budget.
yes.
right?
Sorry.
Does that mean you're gonna ask for another one?
Possibly, but we have to look at a lot of things before we get to that. Because the board needs to look at basically the makeup of the school and what we can do to structure possibly and cut money elsewhere. Because I mean, I'd love to say that the taxpayers are gonna be behind us for everything, but you know, we have to show that we're doing our side of things and trying to be as fiscally responsible as we possibly can before we would go and ask again. Oh,
Just out of curiosity. Are you a single district school or a consolidated?
single district.
What's the question?
If we're consolidated or single district.
We're a single district.
Yeah.
Single district.
What's this consolidated schools of Siren?
It was consolidated in the
Many, many
fifties,
years.
Yeah.
yes. To this district from all the small one-room
They're
schoolhouses.
Small districts.
Yes,
That's why when we were consolidated, which.
We were part of that original consolidation that happened in the fifties where they went from like 1,500 school districts in the state down to 483 or whatever number they're at.
Treats them differently.
I think they really, it's like Milwaukee and then everyone else in how they write some of those laws. So it's the school districts of Milwaukee and then everyone else when you're reading through statutes.
Private schools are getting more aid off the top of the revenue in the state as well. Their aid keeps going up in some of the private settings, like the charter schools and things like that. That's continuing to increase more than what our percentage is. I don't have the number right offhand, but I just read that somewhere.
Is that a voucher schools too?
Voucher schools, yeah, yeah,
So is there a difference between charter and voucher?
yes.
there is, yeah, I don't know the whole.
Charters are run by public schools. Vouchers are paid into private, private for-profit.
Okay. I am, again, looking at the budget publication that was in the paper. Inter-district payments sources 300 and 400. That is down like 100 to 200,000. What is that? What is that?
Where are you looking at?
On the public, the budget publication that was in the paper. It says interpayment under revenue and finances. It says district payment source 300 and 400. In 2023, it was 668. Last year it was 650, and this year it's budgeted for 450. Right, 449. I was just curious, what is source?
The inter-district payment.
So those are for like payments, other school districts within Wisconsin. So like that would be like our Medicaid services and whatnot, other school districts.
I'm thinking, I was wondering if it wasn't what you retained from open enrollment.
Oh, yeah,
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, so I thought it was.
open enrollment.
Okay,
is in there
there's
as well.
300 and 400.
Yes, so we had,
Because someplace else I thought it had, I was thinking someplace else had SBS or school-based services.
So school-based services is in Fund 10 and Fund 27, it hits both accounts.
Okay. And, do you guys, bill out as much as you can? Or is it a difficult process so then you
CISA
don't?
actually does our billing for us.
CISA does? Oh, since they're the ones doing the services, like it's for therapy and whatever.
We contract SBS services through them, so they do.
Has that always been the case?
I didn't know.
Remember, I used to be the person that you had to give the IEPs to, and I had to send them to CISA.
Sharon Richardson used to do it for a while.
So did Barb.
Yep, Barb did it.
And I did it.
See, and that's what I was thinking too, because I remember Sharon asking for our information when our kids were in school.
Mhm.
And does Betty get, Betsy, right?
Mhm.
Does she get some of that, or does
Yep, part of her.
she gets
salary
paid for some of that too because of doling out medicine and different things? Okay. I was just curious. I just wanted to make sure that, if it's getting is to the max that we can, because I know that billing medical assistance and insurance and stuff isn't fun on a good day, so I know it can be a pain.
Mhm.
So that's why I just want to know that, okay, it is at least being thought of. My other question is there any possibility of the school putting money in like different accounts that are just kind of waiting around, like don't necessarily use it, not that you have this big pot of extra money, but can you put any money in like short CDs or anything like that? Can you, as a school district, can you guys put money
Invest
into CDs and
into an investment.
And I know there's only a percentage of interest we can make.
Yeah, there probably would be a limit on it because they don't want schools to do something risky, like put in Bitcoin or
Yeah.
something like that.
Just because I was just thinking, like if there's $100,000 and I don't know, like student activities. like
Yeah,
this.
I think that's often where the secondary groups like Webster's Foundation.
Yeah,
They can put those together, those endowments kind of a thing, where they're able to do those investments and then how they choose to give those monies back to the school, I bet are often where investments are made.
well, and I know like the village has different, money market accounts and different accounts like that,
Mhm.
or in like the dairy, which, so I was just curious if the school could do any of that, and not that you guys are rolling around in like money, but.
Where does the newspaper, Becky, get the information? I know I used to see like how much spend per student per district. It used to be published. Is it not anymore?
That would be an editor's question, and unless it comes from like DPI.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
So when I was looking today, there are reports out there, but they're all old, like last year and then previous year.
finding current is,
They have last year's?
No.
They don't have.
They have like 23, 24.
right,
But not 24, 25. Because I've been looking at DPI too. And like in the revenue worksheet, I saw that worksheet, and that I did question the not early childhood, but the early childhood
4K,
and
yep.
4K. Because when you hit on that little thing, it came up with an option of the 500 and some hours versus the 400 and some hours. So I was curious if the 4K program went reduced hours.
They just deleted that whole ability to have that higher number, and they've gone straight with a 0.6. And 0.5 is no longer available. They just literally told us about it like a week ago, if even that.
Well, and it's just interesting because like I said, had been on that revenue worksheet since then. And so that was still an option, so I was confused, and I haven't figured out.
In our SIS, it's still,
Okay.
but it's gone. But I told Polly before this started, I put in an email to my contact at DPI to ask, is there anything in writing anywhere that we can read why the change was and that sort of thing.
And just to verify that that is how, that you are getting 0.6 and not 0.5.
It is
or,
0.6 for sure. I have no option to pick any 0.5 available to me.
I don't know. I had my notes. I left my house in a hurry. I don't know why. I didn't bring stuff. I think, yeah, my biggest thing was thinking that community I didn't need $40,000.
Oh, there's more.
Right.
than just that in there.
Cause I'm like, they only spend 50 and they already have 50. They don't need another 40. And food service is zeroed out because everybody gets because of the Title I school or whatever, right?
No,
No, even before that, it had to always be.
it
zero.
has to always be 0 or more. So Fund 10 transfers money to 0 them out.
Oh, okay.
Does that mean otherwise they would be in negative?
So if we had negative lunch balance accounts in the past, we had to cover it as a school district.
Good, Becky?
No.
You got your question?
No, I'm good.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Were there any other questions in regards to the presentation of the budget at this time? Okay, so at this time, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn. So we can move on to the next meeting.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
A motion by Katie, seconded by Jamie. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? This meeting is adjourned. I apologize. I just want to take a quick bathroom break. I'm sorry. Right back. Then we'll start the next one.
All right.
This is where we have to select a chairperson and then.
Yes. Just a community member can do it.
All these resolutions, you have to approve them.
And we back unmuted. Microphone is off.
Sorry about that, folks. Thank you for your patience. All right. At this time, I'd like to call the annual meeting of 2025 for Monday, October 27th, 2025 to order. First bout of business is we have to elect a chairperson to run the meeting.
I'd like to nominate Tom Porter.
Okay, do we have any other nominations? Any other nominations?
I nominate Becky.
No. I decline.
Okay, any other nominations? Okay, since the only other nomination declined, I guess I'm going to be the chairperson for this one.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Now at this time, we're looking at public comment. Anyone that wishes to make public comment at this time?
I'd just like to ask a question. We need to get a number of district residents for the minutes.
Oh,
The attendees at the meeting, can we have be a number of
Just raise your hand
attendees?
if you come.
Yeah, raise your hands if you're a district resident.
Oh. Oh my God.
All board has to be.
Yeah, the
so.
board has.
We have an issue if one of us isn't.
Thank you.
so what was the full count?
11.
Thank you. That's one more than last year.
One less.
One less.
Well, we're
I think
missing
we had
two board
more.
members too.
That's
We have general public.
All right, if there's no public comment, we'll move on to the approval of the minutes for the October 28th, 2024 annual meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from October 28th, 2024.
I'll second that.
We have a motion by Katie, seconded by Jamie, and we're all part of this hearing, so we all vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Passes. On to,
Do we have to approve all these lists?
yes, we have to
Okay.
go through and approve. The next one is the proposed tax levy for the 2025-2026 school year. And that would be at the rate of, which one is it again?
5,075,543.
That's not really something we have a choice on anyway, is it? No,
still have
it's just a
to,
process.
Yeah.
yeah, we still have to,
That's, yeah, I
And
thought so,
then-
but I wasn't sure.
It's divided out in each of the funds there too.
yep. And there's supposed to be,
It's under the annual meeting. Annual meeting.
If it gets voted down.
yeah, I know. Oh, there it is.
On the tax levy
Yes,
or on the entire budget?
on the tax levy. If it gets voted down.
It's set by the state though, like we don't get a choice in that number.
You get a choice on the loans. And,
Not on the levy that we're going to be taking tax wise.
yeah, you're using part of the levy to pay back loans.
I see what you're
If the
saying.
Levy gets turned down, you have to make a decision about how to deal with going back to last year's tax levy or me going through this process.
Well, we could go back to last year's, we get a little bit more, the mill rate's
Yeah,
higher.
we could, well, snap 6.2.
Yeah, that's true.
5 points on it.
No, you don't, you go 4.8. But yeah, just to answer your question, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, if it gets voted down, the whole process has to be redone.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the proposed tax levy for 2025-2026.
Second.
Okay, so All right. Be it resolved that the electors of the school district of Siren hereby approve a total levy of $5,075,543 distributed as follows. Fund 10, $4,075,304. Fund 38, $497,741. Fund 39, $462,498. Fund 80, $40,000. Motion put forth by John, seconded by Kevin. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? One opposed. Any others? Okay. Have recorded 10 in favor, 1 opposed.
So did I.
Thank you. Resolution B. To fix the school board salaries. This is something we just have to vote on every year.
And let the public be known, we've frozen our salaries for the last
Today.
2 months.
Yeah.
The board, prior to Amy getting on, had voted to freeze our salaries. Amy was just appointed after that vote had been made.
And that's
That number.
Correct, this is that number that we
And that-
would be getting paid if we didn't freeze our salaries.
right.
So it's not just a freeze, you're not getting your salary.
We are not getting our salaries currently, but it is, I mean, we can vote to put these numbers in here.
When I brought it up initially, we all signed that we voluntarily were giving up our salaries, and I was told that we could bring it to the annual meeting and have it voted that there be no board salaries. Is that true or not true?
That was true.
This is the
Okay.
time to make those
Okay,
changes.
I would like to, do you make a motion on a resolution same way? No,
You'd have to make a motion to amend the resolution.
I would like to make a motion to amend the resolution that the school board is a voluntary position, at least until the next annual meeting, because it's only a 1-year thing, correct? Yeah, I would like to make a motion that we do that.
Also,
Your name?
Scott Water, LAUDER.
Thank you.
So, on the table or at this point right now, we are looking at an amendment to the resolution to forego the salaries for the school board members.
Are you foregoing also the travel reimbursement if additional?
If expenses are incurred, I'm not suggesting that.
So the be further resolved, that one would be.
You're talking about the salaries of,
Just the
I'm
hour,
talking
the
about
hour.
the stipends for the meetings.
The
I
hours
mean,
for
if
the
a
meeting.
school board member incurs an expense, then I do believe they should be.
Cause the second portion is like
Yes.
when you're missing work
Yeah,
to
it's
go
only the
to,
dollar amount
it's
for
the
the meeting.
$85 a day for missing regular employment for additional
you're
things.
saying the savings of $50.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've already put a
Yeah.
freeze on those.
Voluntarily,
Right.
but not,
This is a permanent, for
Yeah.
anyone else that comes onto the board, they would have to accept this.
Got second.
Yep.
so that's the amendment put forth is that we forego the pay of the board members in their regular meetings.
Yes,
But the further resolve would stand.
yes,
That's just a friendly amendment on Peggy's end of things.
Holly.
Polly, I'm sorry. Same about something else. On Polly's side of things. So all those in favor to amending the resolved, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 11-0 for the amendment. So now looking for a motion that be it resolved that the electors, or that the electors of the school district of Siren authorize that the position of school board member be voluntary without pay, and be it further resolved that the board members be paid their actual unnecessary expenses when traveling outside the district in the performance of his or her duties, and reimbursement of a board member for his or her actual loss of earning, but not to exceed $85 per day when required by his or her duties as such member to be absent from his or her regular employment. Do I have someone who wants to make that motion?
So moved.
Motion by Polly, seconded by Scott. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? 11-0. Next, this is for authorizing control of legal proceedings. It reads, be it resolved that the electors of the school district of Siren authorize the school board to direct and provide for the prosecution or defense of any action or proceeding in which the district is interested in.
I make a motion that we approve resolution C through E, or C through H as one. Well,
Does anyone have any issue with that?
No.
All those in favor of accepting resolution C through H, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Well, that means that C through H all are 11-0. And letter I. This is in regards to the annual school district meeting. There's been, oh, it's already been put in here, that we're looking at moving it to August instead of October, because of course, August is the start of the school year. Instead of being 2 months in and voting on the budget now, we'd be able to actually vote on the budget before the school would be in session. And it would work better also, I believe Laura said, with some of the funding that comes in as well, to be more accurate in regards to it.
I think it'd help too, when we're not missing band concerts and whatnot sitting up here.
my only confusion would be is that we don't have your your official numbers for enrollment.
So with the annual meeting and whatnot, it's just a proposed, so when you actually figure out the tax levy is when you got the original.
So the annual meeting and the budget thing would be separate, is that what you're saying? So we would have the annual meeting in August and the budget hearing in October?
No,
No.
so the budget hearing and the annual meeting will all be together. But then this time next year in October, when I have to set tax levy, it has to be done before a certain date in November.
That would just be a separate meeting.
It would be a separate, a special meeting. And then that's also when you adopt the new budget with the tax levy.
Question about that.
Purpose for it then.
So are we saying that we actually do have the numbers in August or we don't?
No, you're just.
We don't, we're making a proposed budget to approve and then we're,
And then we have to come back and.
Right, I'd rather have all the numbers and all the information.
My only other thing would be is public input from guests in August to what you guys would be approving in October.
Doesn't make sense.
Would there be any input at that level in October then? Like, as from the public?
That's one of my concerns as well, is that I don't want it to be viewed as the August meeting is an appeasement to the public and
But
they'll
what,
potentially be doing other in October.
what happens if we need to make some huge drastic budget change now that we've waited till October to do and we've already started things for the year? Cause our fiscal year is July, right? July to July.
Then we do what we've always done.
If there's
Because
no.
what we're proposing is new, not,
Been approved, you just go off of last year's budget until budget is approved. Cause I mean, if there's that's how the government works. I
It's
mean,
exactly what we're doing right now.
It
So
is.
it wouldn't change anything in what would happen if we had to make a change.
Would it allow us a head start on really looking at and diving in the budget
think it
for the
would.
year? Because we're thinking about it that many months earlier, at the end of one year and actually to the start of the next year.
You're dealing with guesstimates.
and you guys are already gonna start working on doing budget workshops to get some of that idea in place. Where, like, at the county level, they take off, like, the budget is approved in November. But in December or February or something, they start setting goals so that the department heads and everybody know, okay, we can't look to do this or that, where that's where you guys are starting to do, which I don't know that I'm sure it has happened in the past, maybe on the administrative level, but not as openly with the full board. So like I said, I'm just concerned because even from today, from what was published in the paper, and now
There's a
not-
change.
there's a penny difference in the levy, not that it much matters, it's a penny, but you know what I mean?
I know what
that
you
the
mean.
levy isn't decided until
No, it helps us
October,
start our
November.
fiscal year if we do it in August.
Yeah, and this wasn't a suggestion from our administration,
No,
this
it
was a
was from
suggestion from Baird,
Yeah.
our financial consultant.
Yeah,
But, like,
and
so I
it's
was
the
saying
numbers are
maybe-
projections.
Alright, Webster's annual meetings in like September and Brandsburg's is this month too. So that's why I'm wondering if Baird is thinking we're a little bigger than, like, I don't know, it seems like really early.
But that just could be because it's the way that it's always been done around here, but that doesn't mean that it's the most fiscally responsible way. If the financial consultant is recommending to do it in July, and if they represent like 3/4 of the school districts in the state,
And I get that, I do.
I
I'm
guess
just
I
thinking
trust
that a
their
proposed-
opinion more
For the,
financially.
for the government, or for the public to be here for a proposed budget,
Mhm.
for a guesstimate budget, proposed budget, and say, yeah, we approve that. And then come to find out 2 months later, you guys have to adjust it and it's something huge.
Yeah, it doesn't make
Without-
sense to me.
It wasn't always in August. I mean, it wasn't always in October. It
Okay.
used to be well, it used to be earlier. But it got moved to October because we had no numbers.
Yep.
And that's why it got
But
moved
aren't
years
the
ago.
numbers are based off of the
It-
the 3 years
Right.
with this year, so there's.
That's why it got,
Thirds of
that
the
was at
numbers,
that
right.
meeting, so.
Okay.
So,
And I understand, like, for her, it might be easier, but I don't know.
I feel like the numbers are still changing. I mean, from last Monday to this Monday, we lost 11 kids or something based on the numbers that we had.
Well,
I mean,
But those don't, I mean, we only take the numbers from the day count, the third Friday, no.
I know, but the exact same form had the numbers different. I showed it to you.
yeah, but one is that FTE versus the,
Yeah, but they both said FTE.
oh.
I have both of them. They both say FTE at the top of them. So if we've got numbers changing that rapidly, why would we sit down and look at that in August?
I guess I would like more information on why Baird thinks that it's good to do it. Why does the administration also agree with Baird saying, yeah, let's go in August? It makes sense because. Why?
I think it had more to do with the short-term borrowing and improving the bank.
Oh, approving the bank for short-term borrowing.
see, and that makes sense. There's a reason for that.
But does that have to be done at the annual? That could just be done in the regular.
Technically, I believe it's supposed to be done as a.
I would like to, does the resolution actually say it would be switched to August?
Yes,
I would like to amend the resolution to continue to have the annual school district meeting in October.
Also,
To the fourth Monday in October
Fourth Monday in October,
at 7:15.
sure. 7:15 is perfect.
It,
Gonna interfere with my bedtime. I'd of course appreciate it being earlier, but
You don't sleep in.
I know.
okay, so we have a amendment to the proposed resolution by Polly, seconded by Scott, correct? To change the Monday in August or fourth Monday in August to fourth Monday in October. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed?
It was opposed.
Yep, one.
Okay, thank you.
So 10-0 or 10-1, the amendment to the resolution passes. So be it resolved that the electors of the school district of Siren authorize the annual school district meeting will be held at the Siren School at 7:15 on the fourth Monday in October. Be it further resolved, the electors authorize the school board to make adjustments in accord with legislation as such date as law requires for the 2025. No, there should be for the 2026-2027 school year. Somebody want to make, I'll make the motion.
I'll second it, Tom.
Like it was hovering or not hovering, but. Not hovering.
Motion by myself, seconded by Polly. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? So it's still 10-1,
Yeah.
correct? One opposed. Okay, on to new business, 2025-2026 budget adoption. We already went over this in the previous meeting, so I'll put forth the motion to adopt the budget.
Second.
Motion by myself, seconded by Kevin. All those in favor?
Wait, can we have discussion?
Oh, sorry, yes, go ahead.
Okay, so oftentimes budgets need to be changed. What is the process after the budget is approved for changing something in the budget?
So after the original budget, this is just a proposed budget.
Right,
After the original budget is approved, then you have to, lost my train of thought.
after the original budget is
After-
approved, she's
so
telling
any-
us what would have to happen.
Any changes that you make, then you have to do a notice to the newspaper. and
That's what I thought it
a
was.
change.
So it would be published.
Yep.
Any other discussion before we take the vote? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes 11-0. Now we need to elect a Wall of Honor committee member.
I nominate Polly.
We have a nomination for Polly. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Congratulations, Polly.
Thank you.
Woo-hoo. Now we can,
Looking for a motion now to adjourn the annual meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the annual meeting. Now we have.
We have a motion by Jamie, seconded by John. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you very much, everyone, for your interest, your time. It was greatly appreciated.
Yeah, back into the regular.
Yes,
And you're still on it?
and now,
Good.
let me know when you're ready. We'll reconvene into the monthly meeting.
I didn't know that.
Are you stuffing this then or
No,
no?
it's just. I don't see you read it to you.
No. Cause you can't go back and edit to the other one.
So what do we
Have to
gotta do?
go also.
So we gotta go back to the monthly meeting.
And
Can we as members make nominations?
take appropriate action.
Okay, so you're back to 16
Yes,
Regular.
on the regular meeting.
right. So
Do we have to approve it again?
I believe this is a roll call vote. Okay, so take a roll call vote for the school district of Siren to hereby approve the certification
Thanks for coming, you guys.
Good night.
of the 2025-2026 tax levy in the amount of $5,045,953 distributed as follows. Fund 10 for $4,366,129. Fund 38, $181,226. Fund 39, $458,598. $598, sorry. Fund 80, $40,000 even. Let's see. Jamie, take the roll.
Amy.
Well,
Well, do we?
okay, we'll take a motion on it first.
I think I need a motion.
That's
I'll
fine.
make a motion to approve the tax levy.
I'll second it.
Motion by Katie, seconded by Jamie. Jamie, take the roll call vote, please.
Amy? Katie?
Oh, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry. I'm just looking.
Yeah, Tom?
Yes.
Jamie, yes. Katie?
Yes.
Polly?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I just verify you had read the from the resolution A from the annual meeting, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And adoption of the 2025-2026 original budget.
I will make a motion to approve the original budget for 2020. What year is it?
2025-2026.
25-26.
Motion by Katie,
I'll second it.
seconded by Jamie. For the adoption of the original budget for 2025-2026. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Not a roll call for this one,
Mm,
because it's not a resolution.
right.
Got it.
Opposed?
And again, just for clarification, that's this page in the annual.
So those are two
Okay.
different. And he didn't read the resolution because the tax levy changed.
Hmm?
From the annual meeting. So that was just a proposal.
You have to come to the annual meeting with the items that were posted in the paper.
No, but where is the adoption of the original budget?
That they just voted.
But you don't have a copy of it.
That's what I was.
It's in.
Is it posted online?
Yes, it's on, and if you go into the docs, it's B. Well, we have the correct one. It's under 16B.
Okay, so it's attached on the.
Yep.
paper.
Yes. And
As
the
long
one I
Not in
read
that packet.
or was attached to A under 16 as well.
Thank you.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Motion by Jamie, seconded by, let's say, Amy. All those in favor say aye. Aye. You all for your time. Much appreciated.
So we have a meeting Monday.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Monday, and then Monday. And then we,
Holiday break.
and then we have, I
Oh,
don't.
Monday's the 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I go.
Monday is the 3rd already.
Yep.
Every time I'm leaving, I'm like, okay, when do we have the next, okay, like, is